Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Afterclass, your one-stop shop for all things RMIT. I'm your host, Oscar Clark. How's everyone doing tonight? Well, it's great to be here, and we do have some great stories for you this evening, as well as an interview with the editors of The Catalyst, so I won't waste any time. Right out of the gate, there are no gates. You might remember we barricaded this university up at the beginning of the pandemic, and ever since, getting into university doors has been like a reverse escape room. Personally, I enjoyed the daily riddle of scanning my card, then bumping into a locked gate, going down to security only to find out that the gate had actually malfunctioned that day. But you could say goodbye to that. Now it seems like anyone can waltz into the university doors and get educated with ease. What do you guys think? In other news, RMIT merch sales have gone up by 200% yesterday after two men decided to buy a hoodie. We contacted the 23-year-olds for a statement on that unbelievable purchase, and this is what they had to say. We don't even go to RMIT. There were no locked gates, so we just walked in and bought them as a joke. Well, we are happy that the merch store has increased our sales, but will our sales ever increase again? Our third story, my Uncle Russ won a waltz contest. Now I know what you're thinking, how does that relate to RMIT? And our next story, connecting on campus. What is the energy like on campus post-pandemic? How good are RMIT students at forming a connection? This week, I went down to City Campus to find out. If you just had your bare hands, what's the biggest animal you reckon you could beat in a fight?
A dog.
What's one thing you think everyone at RMIT should know?
I wouldn't have a clue.
What's your favourite dance move?
I'm not going to dance, if that's what you're trying to get me to do.
What's your favourite though?
You know, good old-fashioned white girl.
I'm not going to get you to dance. Could you give us an example of that?
No, I just told you I'm not going to dance.
Yeah, I don't know.
This one's a two-part question. Amber, are you looking to make new friends? And what are you doing for lunch? Well, today's been a very informative day. I've learnt a lot about students, but unfortunately we have to cut the fun short and head back to the studio. Wow, what a brilliant expose. Now, we do have something special for you this evening. I have with me Vivian Dobby-Glazier and Olivia Huff. Vivian is the editor of the RMIT Catalyst, and Olivia is a writer set to be the editor of the same magazine next year. Liv, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for inviting us.
No worries at all. Viv, why don't you start by explaining quickly to everyone, what is the Catalyst?
So the Catalyst magazine is basically a student publication run by RMIT students, and it's all submissions from RMIT students, so it's writing pieces, photos, designs, all that sort of stuff.
Very interesting. Liv, how did you make your start at the Catalyst?
It's a bit of a funny story. I met Viv in a class, and I said, hey, I saw you do this Catalyst thing, how do I get in? And Viv goes, there's a vacancy coming up, just email in, submit a piece, just to show if you're good enough, and I did. And then I took Viv's job, and Viv moved up into editor.
Now, Viv, you've been the editor for a year now, and Liv is finally pushing you out of that role. Are you at all angry at Liv, or are you just upset?
Not at all. Olivia was the one that I wanted to take over from my position. I thought there was no better option but Olivia to take my spot, I reckon.
Thank you.
Now, Liv, you're obviously the brilliant young upstart. What do you think of the rumour that you paid a large amount of money to get the position that you have currently?
I think it is an easy conclusion to jump to because I got a little bit nepotismed in. But I would like to state that I did not pay money for my role. I did an interview and they somehow liked me, so.
Good response.
Thank you.
Response.
Now, Viv, I don't want to get into financials here.
Yeah.
How much exactly did you make while editor of the Catalyst?
Well, I can reveal today that I made over a lump sum of about $50,000 as editor. That's just like that is the goods that I bring into this magazine.
That's how much?
Jeez.
And that's how much I paid you.
That's how much you paid me.
Pass the 50,000 up to you.
Liv, are you looking to bump those numbers up as chief editor?
I am. I've got to find out a way to acquire that money, but I am looking to be paid more. Can you help
Now-
me with that?
We've got a game coming up. This game is called Newsworthy or Snoozeworthy. I'm going to throw you guys a fact.
Yep.
You're going to tell me whether you think it's newsworthy or you think it's snoozeworthy. First fact. In 2007, it was discovered that babies have mustaches in the womb. What do you reckon, newsworthy or snoozeworthy?
That's newsworthy.
That is newsworthy.
That is newsworthy.
Would that scratch the inside of the womb? Like, would that?
I'm just reading the card. I don't know.
But what does that mean for like? Cause I can't grow a mustache.
Does the
Does that
mustache
mean I
grow,
didn't get one?
go away in the womb? Is it only there for like a period? There are many questions. I think
I
that's
don't know
why
the
it's
answers,
newsworthy.
guys. I'm just reading the cards.
Okay.
Okay.
Newsworthy or snoozeworthy, guys? Woody Harrelson's dad was a career assassin who killed a federal judge in 1978.
Woody Harrelson. Who's that again? Is that the dude from the Hunger Games?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, that is.
Yeah, and Now You See Me.
True.
It's the most famous
If it
role.
was 2014, newsworthy, I don't really
Now
care
it's
now. What's he been in
snoozeworthy.
recently? Not to be an asshole, but
I don't think anything. I call it snoozeworthy.
Snoozeworthy.
I.
Fair enough. Now, my uncle won a waltz contest this year. Newsworthy or snoozeworthy?
Snoozeworthy. I'm sorry.
newsworthy.
Well, unfortunately, that's
So I
all the
get the
time
big
we
bucks.
have for you guys. Thanks so much for coming in. And everyone at home, it pains me to say that that's the show, folks. I hope you've all enjoyed this evening. Please do join us next week for a light-hearted, fun episode as we explore the ins and outs of RMIT politics. This has been Afterclass. I'm your host, Oscar Clark, and as always, have a good night.